guys, welcome and welcome back to my channel, Tally TV. It's your girl Tally and welcome to another video. If this is your first time here, hey boo, what it do? If it's not your first time here, hit that subscribe button. You've been here before, you know the drill. We do cooking, we travel, we DIY, we girl chat, all the things. Now, as the description bar said, this is a cooking video. Cook with me, Sunday dinner. Let's get right into it. I'm going to be making some smothered pork chops, some southern green beans, and some whipped sweet mashed potatoes. Okay, just going ahead right here, placing my flour in the bowl. Gonna go ahead and get that seasoned up shortly. Now, when I do my smothered pork chops, I don't do a lot of seasoning just because the seasoning is in the gravy, and this is going to be a quick gravy as well. We're not doing nothing on the making a roux and all that good stuff now. So here I'm just taking a spoon and I'm just kind of like flattening out my flour just to make sure there aren't any big lumps in there, kind of like a sifter but not sifting. You don't have to do that. That's just something I like to do. Grabbing my seasonings. Now once again, like I said, I don't use a lot of seasonings when I'm doing smothered anything, chicken, pork chops. I just don't. So I just grabbed 3. The first one is the garlic powder. I'm gonna go ahead and get that in there. Now, I am generous on my seasonings. I just don't season my pork chops as well when I'm doing smothered. Next is the cayenne pepper. Just a teeny bit of that. And then lastly, I'm going to do the Blue Mountain Adobo all-purpose seasoning. Now, if I was not going to smother these and I was just going to fry them up and just eat them with like some hot sauce or whatever, dipping sauce, ketchup, whatever, then I would normally marinate my chops as well. Season my chops and season the flour. But because it's going to go in gravy, I'm not going to do both, just the flour. So here I'm just going to go ahead and season up my flour. As you see, all of the seasonings are inside of there. If you can't see your seasonings in your flour, then it's not seasoned enough. That's just my opinion. You can see mine, okay? Alright, let's go ahead and get these patted dry so we can get them to the flour and start heating up our oil to get these babies dropped and fried because your girl is hungry, okay? So here we are heating up our oil. My choice of oil for frying is peanut oil. I just love the crisp that it gives. It provides that right amount of crisp, keeps your food tender. Of course, it all depends on the temperature that you're frying at. So we're going to go ahead and place our pork chops in the hot oil. As you saw, I had 4, but I don't want to overcrowd my pan. So I'm going to start out with 2. And then shortly after, you'll see me adding in the 3rd one right here. Where you at? Okay, there we go. Adding in the 3rd one. But as you see, I added that one like a minute late. So that one will come out a little later than the other 2. Now, I only cook mine for about 3 minutes each side. And then I throw them in the gravy to smother. So let's go ahead and flip them over. It's been about 3 minutes each side. For the first 2 anyway. That last one, that 3rd one, you know, we put that in a little later. So we'll go ahead and flip that one about a minute into it. Now it's been 3 minutes. Going to go ahead and flip that over. And as you see, I'm looking at it because that baby look a little pale. I'm going to need some little color, okay? Some melanin. Yeah, like me. All right, so it's been 6 minutes for the first 2. Going to go ahead and take those out and put them on the rack to drain. Sorry I didn't show the rack, but I have a paper towel under the rack, and then I'm placing the pork chops on top of the rack. The rack to me just helps the crisp stay on there instead of placing it directly on a paper towel. It just helps with the crispness, so I like draining my stuff on a rack first. And then that's that last little pork chop frying, and now we have the 4th one going to accompany him just for a second because I'm getting ready to grab my tongs and take him out. We don't want to overcook our food. Okay, so we're just going to let this last one cook. This is our 4th baby in the pan. Again, 3 minutes on each side. I'm just wiping up my stove. I hate splatter, so I'm cleaning as I go. And just taking the camera so that you can see the pork chops on the rack. See how the paper towel is underneath of it to catch the oil instead of putting the pork chop directly on the paper towel. I like to place it on the rack first. Okay, so now we're going to go ahead and work on our string beans, green beans, whatever you like to call them. I call them southern green beans because I do add bacon to mine. I like pork bacon. I like turkey bacon. I prefer pork, but I got turkey bacon. They didn't have the uncured pork bacon, so I went ahead and got the turkey bacon. Serves the same purpose. So here I just wiped off I washed off my cutting board, and I just wiped it down, getting that excess water off. So now I'm just cutting up my onions. I like my onions fairly big in my vegetables when I'm doing them like this, so just chopping them down into big pieces. And again, these are for our southern green beans. Now here is the uncured turkey bacon. I'm going to go ahead and take out 3 pieces, as you're going to see right here. 1, 2, 3. Didn't need 3. I could have used 2, but whatever. It is what it is. Going ahead and go halve those, make them into 4, and then just chop up some little chunky pieces of turkey bacon. That, along with the onion and some butter, will go into the pan to saute to add as seasoning for the green beans. And here's the pan for the green beans. I don't know where the footage went with the butter to put them in the pan, but here we are in the pan. Just saute it for a couple of minutes. I don't use any seasoning. The turkey bacon is enough sodium, and then the onion together and the butter, that's all I really need. I will season the green beans though when I add them to the pan shortly. So as you see here, they just have a little color, and that's just it. Just saute it up for like 6-7 minutes or so, depending on the bacon. And then right here, I'm going to go ahead and add in our canned green beans. Yes, canned. You can use fresh if you choose to. I'm using canned. They both do the trick. Going to go ahead and add in a little bit of chicken broth to add for the juice and also a little more flavor. I always get low sodium chicken broth. Now we're going to go ahead and season them up. So first, I'm going to use some garlic powder. I use garlic powder for everything. I love garlic powder. Next, we're going to go ahead and use some sea salt. Just a few pinches of the salt. And then lastly, we're going to go ahead and do some black peppercorn. And that is all for the seasoning. I'm going to go ahead and plop a piece of butter in here soon. Just going to go ahead and give it a quick stir to get all of the seasoning and the chicken broth incorporated. Because, yeah, we want every string bean to be seasoned. There's the butter. Just a nice little piece of butter. Bring it to a boil. Like so. We're going to place our top on top of that and just let it go. Let it simmer for about 10-15 minutes on low. Okay, now while that's simmering for about 10 to 15 minutes, we're going to go ahead and work on our gravy. I'm using all Aldi products. This is the French onion pack of soup. You can use this in your meatloaf, in your hamburger. You can use it as a gravy for soup, whatever. You're going to also need cream of chicken soup, again, Aldi brand, and also chicken broth, Aldi brand, reduced sodium. We're going to go ahead and add 1 packet of the French onion soup to the bowl. You're going to also, okay, just showing you how it looks here. Just has like dried onions and seasonings and all kind of stuff. Now you're going to go ahead and add your can of cream of chicken to the bowl. Yeah, we're getting it all out. We need every penny's worth. That's how it looks. Wait, let me show you again. Okay, not really pleasing, but it's really good. Trust me, you don't have to add any seasoning. And then lastly, to loosen up that soup and just to help to add to the gravy, I'm going to add in some chicken broth, about a half a cup to a cup, depending on how much you're cooking. Now this is how it looks. I'm just stirring it up, trying to get the little lumps out, get all of the gravy seasoning incorporated together, checking on our string beans here just to see how they're coming along, and it smells so good in this kitchen. I wish y'all could smell it. So good. But just make it. Trust me, you're going to like it. Okay, now on to our gravy. I have my pot like a medium-high heat. I'm just going to go ahead and transfer that bowl of gravy to my heated pan. Okay, there we go. You can see now. To the heated pan, and then we're going to get all of that out. Make sure it comes to a boil, and then we'll add in our pork chops. As you can see here, it's starting to bubble up on the edges, so I'm going to get my spoon and just make sure it's well heated throughout the whole pan. And as it gets hot, you see it loosens up. You don't want like too thick. That's perfect right there. So I'm going to go ahead and add in our pork chops to the gravy. Now again, the pork chops are cooked. A lot of people will cook them like halfway through and let it finish cooking in the gravy, but I cook mine all the way through. I don't know, I just like that crispness, and then putting it in the gravy, letting it soak the gravy up for a couple of minutes and turn it off, and it's perfect. So now I'm taking my tongs and I'm going to go ahead and just toss them around a few times to make sure that that gravy is all over the pork chops on both sides and all the crevices. Yes, ma'am. Now, y'all know we have 4, right? You only see 3 in a pan. Why is that? Please tell me why. Because somebody's been eating on my pork chop. Somebody being my husband. And let me show you what he left on the paper towel. Let me just show you. In a second, I'm going to show you. Ooh. So I'm just spooning over the gravy just to make sure that no piece is left naked, okay? No piece. When I say smothered, I mean smothered. So good. This recipe is too easy to make. Now look at that, y'all. Why did he leave that there? Why? But I finished it. So anyway, I'm gonna go ahead and place my top onto our pork chops and just let those simmer for about 5 to 7 minutes on low. And the very last thing we're going to cook are our sweet potatoes. At first, I wanted some mashed red potatoes, but I knew the sweet potato was a better option, so I'm just boiling that. And here is our final product. All done, guys. So good, so easy. Southern comfort food on a Sunday. I hope you guys enjoyed watching this video. It was so easy to make. If you liked it, give it a thumbs up. Make sure you comment, hit that subscribe button, and come back for more. Bye.